I'm going to show you how to mix and apply a hot mud to repair ceiling cracks. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is add just a little water to a bucket. I like to use a jug. It just makes it easier to pour in. Then you want to put your hot mud. I'm using a 20-minute USG quick setting mud to do the first coat over the fiberglass mesh tape on the ceiling repairs. I'm using a cordless drill and a paint mixer. You can get those at any big box store, and I also have them in my Amazon store, so I'll leave a link to that down in the description. Basically, it's like baking a cake. You want to mix it a little thick at first and then start thinning it down. You want to get all the lumps out. If you mix it too thin, you're going to have lumps. So keep mixing it and then maybe add a little more water as you go. Once you get it to where you need to let it sit for 1 minute. If you read the directions, especially on the USG, it usually tells you to wait 1 minute before getting it to the exact consistency that you want. But other hot muds may vary on the instructions. So I just added a little bit of water. I don't want it too soupy. I want it pretty much like you would get out of a bucket of all-purpose joint compound. Using my handy dandy scooper, going to use a 12-inch stainless steel drywall taping knife and a 14-inch stainless steel mud pan. As you can see, the old tape joints, they were cracking, so I just had to remove those and put the fiberglass mesh tape up. Before I did that, I reattached the ceiling a little bit because it did have some movement. So a lot of times cracks appear because of movement, or tape joints fail because of movement. And then I chipped away any joint compound that was falling off just with a 6-inch taping knife. So basically you just want to get the mud up there and run a nice smooth pull over it. You want to make sure to get all your fasteners and the entire surface of the repair covered. Like I said, it's a 20-minute mud, so you have about 15 minutes of working time. There's 45-minute mud and also 90-minute mud, depending on how big your repairs are. On this ceiling, there's 2 tape joints that I repaired, so I should be able to go pretty quick. I'm using, it's a Werner walkboards, which I just put 2 of them together for this 8-foot ceiling, and I can just walk on those without having to put the stilts on and all that. So it just goes really quick. Before I put the fiberglass mesh tape in, I always like to spray it with Kills primer in a can. That way everything's going to stick and adhere good, because obviously there was a adhesion problem, and that's why everything's coming down. Again, I'm just getting the mud up there, and I'll come back once I get to probably halfway, and then just do a long pull and smooth it all out. I'm also going to be skim coating this ceiling using an all-purpose USG joint compound. The homeowner requested not to take the fan down, so I'm just leaving it up there. He said it was old. He's selling the house. He don't want to have to replace it. Be sure to check out part 1 where I put a furring strip in that area you just saw to help secure the ceiling from moving. There was no framing members in that area, so I went ahead and put a furring strip in and replaced the little piece of drywall with what I had cut out, and it just fit perfectly. I'll show you a little trick for that in part 1 of this series. I am going to skim coat. That'll be in the next video. You want to keep it nice and smooth as possible. That way you don't have any sanding or anything to do. You can just maybe scrape some high ridges off or something like that. I don't like sanding. Maybe you do. Let me know in the comments. So once I do skim coat this ceiling, I'll be doing a skip trowel texture. I will not have to sand the ceiling at all. So stay tuned for the upcoming video where I'll show you how to do the skim coating and the second coat of mud over the 2 tape joints that I repaired. Subscribe for more drywall tips and part 3. Thanks for watching.